Yeah.
What is good?
We are back in the stew.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Very special guest, but start. How you been, Patrick?
I've been good, man. It's been a while since we've been in the stew.
It has. We filmed the first 2 episodes like 2 months ago, so
We're back, though.
Back.
We're back. Yeah, I had to get some stuff straightened out
The
before
best
we got
guest ever.
I don't know.
see about that.
She might not even be the best women's basketball guest ever. That's kind of what I was discussing. Like, she's
Kate Martin takes the cake there.
well, yeah, obviously, but like that's
Coach J.
Coach J was also a great one.
Coach J.
Monica Sinano, that was a great episode.
You didn't get
good.
drug tested after the South Carolina game, did you?
I did not. I was not picked.
That's
so
brutal.
Nice.
yeah, I felt bad for them. They were. I think Kate was there till like 1 a.m.
No, Kate was there for a while. She's like, I can't pee.
Yeah. So she didn't get to see her family. We all went back to the hotel. Felt bad for the girl. Nothing worse than beating the undefeated team everybody wants to be, and then not being able to celebrate with your teammates.
I would have. It would have gotten to a point where I just would have left, or I would have like spit in the cup and said like, take it.
Should be good enough.
Yeah, enough liquid.
I don't know.
No, but okay. So she needs no introduction, but we'll give her one anyway.
National Player of the Year.
2 times, in my opinion. 2 times.
Definitely.
2 times, in my opinion. Maybe even could have made an argument for her freshman year as a 3rd time. Yeah, just best women's basketball player in the world.
Most famous.
Not collegiate. No, I'm saying the best women's basketball player in the world right now is on our podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin. Yeah, just give yourself
Truly
a round of
an
applause.
honor to be here.
Where
Nothing
does this
I would rather do than be here.
Where does this rank on, interviews and I know we haven't started, but interviews and podcasts that you've ever done in your life, where does this rank?
It's up there because I get to do it with my friends.
That's
the
true.
perfect one.
That's a great
It's
answer.
different. It's actually really different. I don't get to do many like fun podcasts or interviews and things like that. So
How often do you do them?
Too often.
Yeah.
Way too often.
Usually
It's
she
been
has
a little more low key recently, but we have media day soon. A couple weeks, 3 weeks. We go to
So do
Big
we.
Ten Media Day.
Yeah. We get to hang out.
We do get to hang
We get
out.
to hang out. We ride.
I'll be there.
Who's going for your team?
Me, Hannah, and no, not Hannah. Gabby and Kate. Me, Gabby, Kate.
Hannah at Big Ten Media Day would have been a wild card.
No, she came up to me at practice. She's like, I just hope I don't have to go. And I'm like, oh, you can take my spot. And she's like, no, I do not want to talk. I'm like, it's okay.
That's going to be an electric crew. Ours is me, Peyton, and Tony. Also another electric crew. Did you go last year?
No.
It was last year. It was
fun.
me,
First
Connor, TP, and Chris.
Yeah.
No, it's fun.
watching it.
It's
It
fun.
is fun.
You guys got back late. We had practice at like 7 p.m. that night.
Yeah,
We
that
did.
was insane that you guys have to practice once you
Dude,
get back.
we
have an off day.
I was so mad. I was like, why? It was the worst practice ever.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I didn't understand.
It's because
why.
it's an exhausting day. Like you have interview
Yeah.
after interview after interview.
You're
Like
going.
You're going. There's a schedule. Like there's
Yeah.
no stopping. You barely have time to eat or drink.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
was
fun.
I was playing 2K against TP. They have like a whole
Oh, yeah.
they have like a whole like rec room essentially set up with like food, drinks, and then like games and stuff. They have like pinball machines. They have like
Ping
Sounds
pong.
sweet.
Papa shots, ping pong, video games. So
Lot
just
of
sit
video
there and
games.
like during your breaks and just talk to like the other players, your teammates, all that kind of stuff. So it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to go back.
We'll
It's
have
in
a good
Minneapolis. I get to see my grandparents.
There
That'll
we
be
go.
good.
Yeah.
Target Center. I love the Target Center. But you guys don't even play your Big Ten tournament there.
We do
No.
this year.
Oh, you do
Do
this
we
year?
do.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
looked it
So you're
up.
the week after us.
Yeah.
I love
You guys
it.
play there
there
again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
A lot of
Hawk fans. I mean, it was all Iowa. I felt kind of bad. But the year before, it was in Indianapolis, so it was all Indiana fans because it was us versus Indiana in the championship. So we still won, but
Yeah.
it was all Indiana fans, so it was quite the change.
Yeah, when we won, we beat Indiana and Purdue
Oh, yeah.
in back-to-back
It was road
games.
That's insane.
Straight up road
That
games.
is-
Road games.
Literally.
Road games.
Yeah.
People were not happy when we won. The Purdue fans were much more gracious, I should say, than the Indiana fans. Those people are the worst.
Oh,
I think Indiana fans and Illinois fans are just the absolute worst.
my dad got in a fight with a Purdue fan that game.
Did he
So
really?
Disagree. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Him and Tony's mom.
Whoa, God. I wouldn't fight Tony's mom. Steer
Yeah.
clear.
We won.
No, but we won, so it's hard to have a fight when your team loses.
Exactly. All right, Caitlin. Sportsplex West Rec League. Talk to me
I was
about
the
it.
champ.
No, I want to start this. by because most people aren't going to understand what he was trying to say.
That is
Basically,
true. You
what
better
he was
translate.
saying was that like Caitlin used to work Peyton and his buddies when they were
Facts.
little, like absolutely worked.
I
them.
put
So
up a
true.
fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't honestly remember it that well. I know this. So you guys were the Spurs, right?
We were the Spurs. You guys were Drake.
We were the Drake Bulldogs.
Did you play with boys?
It didn't turn out well for me, considering all my younger pictures of me playing basketball just says Drake across my chest. But I grew up going to all the Drake games and like stuff because that's Des Moines. Like those are the games you go to. So, but my dad was our coach. We had.
Did you play with boys?
Yeah.
All boys. And
all
you?
boys. Yeah. I think we had one girl on the team for a little while, but then she didn't continue. But yeah, it was like me. Braxton Bayless, do you remember him? I'm trying to think about
He's
who else was
good.
on my team. Adam Browse, Mike Keogh, Sterling. Yeah, all of them were on my team. We were good. Yeah, we were really
Were good.
How did you get like plugged in with a team with all boys, and was that ever really weird?
So like, it was honestly, it was never really weird. It was like all I knew, honestly, at that age, and they were all like my best friends. And a lot of them are still like my best friends. Like come to all my games here, which is like really cool. A lot of them still think they can beat me one-on-one, which is just not true.
Not true.
Never could.
But honestly, like when I first started, like we were so little, it was like a mix of boys and girls. And we just met like parents that would coach, and they coached boys teams. And my parents could tell from a young age that I was like super competitive. So I went on a team that had a couple girls, couple boys. And that's kind of where I started. And then it kind of just took off from there. My dad ended up coaching us.
Yeah.
And then it was versus Peyton's dad and Peyton's grandpa. Made for some great battles on those tiny like sport courts with like
court.
8-foot hoops. But no, yeah, it was so fun.
That's electric.
So fun.
I remember it was always like us two scoring all the points.
Yeah.
I wouldn't guard you.
Oh, sure. Oh,
Still
sure.
couldn't guard
No,
back
you
then.
had that. You had one other really good kid on your team. What was his name?
He had Ian. He went left every time.
Ian. Yep. Ian was really good too.
He would always guard you, I think.
Shout out Ian.
We just tell him to be physical because we couldn't stop you any other way.
Who is Ian?
He goes to school here now. Still a good friend.
Shout out Ian.
Football player.
Good friend. Football player. Good guy.
Yeah.
There we go.
That was fun.
We appreciate Ian.
And then I think pregame, our dads would talk, and then we stole her brother, put him on my brother's team.
Really?
So, yeah.
There we
Wait,
go.
what? Oh, Price and Colin.
Price and Colin played together on the
gosh,
Spurs.
I forgot
Or
about
it was
that.
the Suns.
It was the Suns, yeah.
Right away.
Just
I forgot about
obscure
that.
Southwest A.
So we turned into rivals, but then our siblings united.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's good. That's just good. Just good team chem.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
It's called recruiting,
Yeah.
basically.
essentially, yeah. Because I remember I saw they were like, oh, Caitlin Clark got banned from playing against, like when you guys went on your run, it was like Caitlin Clark was banned from playing against boys because she was too good when she was younger. And I'm like, I've known Caitlin now for a pretty long time, and I've never heard this.
I did not get banned. The only story was like, I think my dad told me that I won, like, I don't remember this at all, but apparently I won like league MVP one year, and like parents were mad. They're like, how can you give it to a girl? Like,
Maybe because she's better.
they're like, this is a boys league. How can a girl be the MVP? So it's just kind of crazy. And then like obviously now as things unfold, it's kind of weird. It's still kind of those same battles to this day. But no, it was fun. I mean, it's all I knew, so I never really thought twice about it. And honestly, I think I played with the boys until like 3rd grade, because then I played for Iowa Elite for a while.
Iowa Elite, I remember that. I remember we played a game at like the Iowa State practice facility, and that was the last time I
We
ever
used to
played
play there all the time. Yeah.
Wait, so you played with Iowa Elite?
Yeah, I played with Iowa Elite.
We used to play against them all the time.
Yeah, but then that was kind of like long-lived. It wasn't too long, and then
because Blake played for I used to play against
Yeah.
Blake when he played for Iowa Elite.
Blake and my cousin Thomas played for Iowa Elite.
He did?
Yeah, they had really good teams back then, like Sam and Goalie and all them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to the War Dogs. It was a bunch of Waukee girls. It was a bunch of Waukee girls, and we were really good. And then in like 5th grade, I went to All Iowa Attack and was with them ever since then.
Stayed, yeah.
And then we were really good. Our AAU teams for Attack were really good.
I didn't even realize this until like you started getting more girls here, like from the Iowa Attack, because like I never was really plugged in, but like the program director, he like dominates, like not only like the state of Iowa, but like the Midwest. Like if there's a good girl player in the Midwest, like they play for All Iowa Attack.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely the place to go, especially even now more so. Like my teams were really good. Like we had a lot of really good players and a lot of really good shooters. We made it to Nike Nationals Championship one year. We lost. The next year we won. But now they get like the top recruits from all the Midwest. I just saw like Jenica Lewis, who plays at Johnson's, playing there. A couple other really good girls from the Midwest. I think like the number 6 rated players going there next year. So, and I think we were in the national championship game again this year for the EYBL. Like it's like every year we're in like the Final Four. It's just
I can't imagine that there's a nicer facility in women's AU. It's a beautiful facility.
No. Yeah, it's
like an unbelievable facility.
So nice. I remember when they were building it, because when I first started playing for Attack, they had like the small 2 courts.
Yeah.
And then they built the big field house, which is just absolutely incredible.
Awesome.
You kind of take it for granted. You don't realize it's not like that everywhere.
Unreal.
Yeah, and even like all the graphics on the wall and all that is so cool.
Those are sweet.
Yeah.
They have the one here too.
Oh yeah, it's
Green
Green State. Yeah, it's like half theirs or mostly theirs. Yeah, and
Pretty
then
cool.
I'm pretty sure they're building one in Waukee too.
Yeah,
It's like 2 field houses put into one.
Yeah, it's huge.
Which is insane.
And they already
so.
moved into that Recplex out by Jordan
yeah.
Creek Mall kind
Yeah,
of.
that's by my house. I wish I had that growing up. I
What
would
the
have been there
heck?
every day. But
we just had
yeah, no,
Sportsplex.
attack rules.
Yeah,
It's the place to go if you're a women's basketball player. That's for sure.
Yes.
absolutely.
Maybe not men's. We used to work them, but
Yeah.
no, but so then like kind of moving into high school, why is Dowling Catholic so much better than Waukee?
I don't know if we ever beat you. I was at all the games.
No, you did for sure. Well, the best Waukee game that I remember was quadruple overtime
was
at
at
state.
state.
Was
You
it
took
4?
50 shots.
I took 40 shots.
I thought it was 49.
It was
42.
It was.
It was a lot of shots and it wasn't a good
That
percentage.
game was
Rough
nuts.
day.
It's like
That game
13
was
for
nuts.
40. I
Yeah.
remember I was watching that game because I was in school and it was the state
Yeah.
tournament and they streamed all those games.
Yeah, online. Yeah.
And I was just watching like in my like class or whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you shoot it every. I text you, I'm like, you shoot it every time.
Yeah, no, I shot about 40 shots that game. But yeah, that was an insane game. I think it was 4 overtimes. And then I fouled out right at the end.
Yeah, I
with like
remember
a
that.
minute to go and we still won. One of my teammates hit like 2 huge clutch free throws.
Someone made
miracle.
like
That's
a
a miracle.
3/4 court shot. I think
Oh,
it
yeah.
was my doctor.
Yes, Simplot. Meg Simplot. Yeah, she made it.
Your doctor made a
My
She made
sinus
like
doctor.
a half court
His daughter.
bomb, which obviously mattered because we
It
went
was
to
huge.
overtime. Like we had to have it.
just
Yeah.
electric.
Yeah,
Just
it was an
electric.
insane game. But no, I love the Waukee coach, Chris Guest. That was
yeah.
my guy. But he's done there now.
He's at Northwest Missouri
Yeah.
with all of his players.
Yeah, the Waukee
all
Northwest
went there.
Missouri pipeline.
It is.
Yeah, no, but Waukee's gym. Oh my gosh, that was one of the
There was some
craziest-
crazy games there too.
Crazy.
Every game you guys
Student
played
sections
against
were
Waukee.
wild there.
Yeah.
But no, those games were fun. Yeah,
It's a great gym.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's an elite high
times.
school
They always
gym.
had really good girls teams though. Yeah, so
But now
Yeah.
I guess now that Price is gone, I don't care anymore. But I was a Northwest fan last year, as opposed to Waukee.
yeah, they hadn't split
Did
when
some
I was
battles.
still there, so
Yeah.
it was still
It ended
like,
after my year.
yeah.
The new gym's not as cool.
The
I
Northwest
liked your
gym?
guys' gym too.
Yeah.
We won a lot of games.
It's
there.
old, like it's an old school basketball gym. That's why I love it. The walls are like super
know.
close behind. It's so easy to shoot there.
It's fun. It
It's
is.
a
Yeah.
it's a scorer's gym.
It
I'm a
is.
big fan of
it's
the
a-
Dowling gym.
It's a scorer's gym, yeah.
Absolutely.
It has that old school feel. It doesn't sit many people, so all our games were like sold out,
Oh,
like
yeah.
standing room only. That's why it was so fun.
The games there were fun because you guys would have a good game and then we'd have a good game.
Yeah.
Like it was,
Yeah.
it was a fun night.
Must
Yeah.
be
For
nice
sure.
to have good high school crowds. Ours were awful.
Well, you guys like don't even play on like Friday, like, and you sometimes you don't even play double headers. Like
No.
that's how we do it.
Yeah.
Always
We
a double header.
We never. Well, we would play double headers against like City High, and Liberty.
Like everywhere
That
we
was
go
it.
is double header. Like sometimes even we would take bus trips. We're sharing with like men's varsity team, like
We never did
because
that.
it's always it also girls varsity then boys varsity, which was so fun. Like,
Yeah.
and a lot of times my
was
older brother would play after me for 2 years, so that was cool.
Easy for your parents.
Yeah, if not, they
Sweet.
would have had to split up, which would have been bad.
That
but-
would have been not good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what. That's what. If we had a sibling on our team and then they had a sibling on it was not going to go well.
No,
And there was going to be nobody at our games.
which is insane because you guys were so good.
we didn't lose a home game for like 10 years.
I know.
Like legitimately, we did not lose a
Yeah.
home game.
I
for
remember
10
you guys
years.
would come down to state and there'd be like maybe 2 rows of student
Dude,
section.
it was.
But like
insane.
when
And
the
you'd
Des Moines
win.
teams are there, it's like literally
It's full.
packed
It's
to
everybody.
the rim.
Yeah.
No, dude, it was just the worst. But we would have like 4 or 5 rows, and those kids would be rowdy. Like,
They were true fans.
they were gonna
making
make
up
their
for-
presence known, like those guys. And so I always had a ton of respect for those guys, but we just just nobody would go to our games.
Yeah.
We would get a decent like couple rows. Like as I got older, we would get like decent couple rows. You know, Jack's crowds are actually pretty good now.
They're
so
getting
I'm
way
like-
better. Yeah.
Like I'm like, this is annoying. Like, why didn't we have good crowds?
Where were all these people?
Yeah, and we were much better.
You guys were too good. You were too good. Like,
Literally.
people
'Cause, like,
lost
we-
They
interest.
just
We
assumed
would
they were
win-
gonna beat everybody at
Exactly.
30.
We would no, because the thing, dude, like we literally would. We would win most of our home games.
You'd sit out the fourth quarter.
We would play
Yeah.
I'd play like we played legitimately probably like 3 or 4 close home games in my high school.
That's
career.
insane.
It was
Well,
nuts.
now with the CIML in Des Moines, like every game is insane.
I
It's
know.
like Des Moines, or it's like Valley, Dowling, Johnston, Waukee Northwest, who else? Southeast Polk,
Southeast
Ankeny,
Polk.
Ankeny Centennial.
Yep.
Like, and all you do is play each other a bunch. And
It's awesome.
It's insane.
Yeah, like Price played all of his games last year were like really good games, and then they were all at state too.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny to see like because like some years like all the Des Moines schools will go and then other years like all the teams
I
on
know.
the
Yeah.
east side will go. Like my senior year like it was all teams from like our side of the state.
Yep.
It was like legitimately like 6 or 7 of the teams were
I think
from our side of the state.
we were the 1 seed, and then everyone else was from the east side.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how we got the 1.
Yeah.
We didn't play anybody.
Yeah.
But
Well, your senior year?
my sophomore year when you were a senior.
when we beat you guys?
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
no.
you beat
No,
him,
no,
Patrick?
that was your junior.
That was
year.
my junior year where we beat you guys.
Yeah.
Were you a freshman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah,
play.
that makes sense.
You didn't play your freshman year? Really? Who
I
was
didn't
on the
really
team?
play much my sophomore year.
They
It was
were
like
good. We
Noah
beat them in the-
Hart,
we beat them in the
Nathan Johnson,
semifinals.
Dylan Jones.
They were good.
We beat them in the semifinals. It was a close game for a while. We kind of pulled away at the end.
Yeah.
Did you win it that year?
No, we got second. We lost to AJ.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's super close.
I lost. We won it my sophomore year with Connor and D-Lane, and we beat Valley, and we beat Kennedy in the semifinals by like 40.
Jeez.
I was at the game when you guys played Valley as an 8th grader.
Yeah,
It was pretty cool.
We worked Valley.
Yeah, you smoked them.
We worked Valley. It was awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So we just finished high school. Talked about
Recruiting.
AAU. Yeah, recruiting.
Recruiting. How
What
was that?
like? Yeah.
It was crazy. So I didn't really talk to many coaches until my not even really my freshman year of high school, like sophomore year of high school, but I started getting recruited like 7th grade.
Jesus.
That was like when my parents, like people first started wanting to call my parents, and it was mostly like Drake, Iowa State first, because they knew who I was, like word around town, and then obviously I played for Attack, so they were around some, and I played up. So when I was on 7th grade team, I played on like the 9th grade team, and when I was on the 8th grade team, I played for the 10th grade EYBL team.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the summer, I got moved up to like the top EYBL team, and I was like, I hadn't even played a second of high school,
Yeah.
and these girls are going to be seniors in high school, and I didn't like start, like I barely played, but
Yeah.
Dixon had me play like
Pretty
15
cool.
minutes a game. I had no idea. I was oblivious, which probably helped me. And
That helps.
like
Yeah.
we're in Atlanta, Georgia, where they play Peach Jam. Ours used to be there, Nike Nationals, and like we're playing like the best EYBL teams. There's like hundreds of coaches sitting over there. I'm like 13 at the time, like, and he's putting me in the game, and I have just no idea.
I got 4 more shots at this, guys.
Yeah, literally, it doesn't matter how this goes.
I can suck.
But, No, that was a really cool experience because I was playing with girls that, you know, had already decided where they're going to college. Like we have a girl going to Nebraska, Iowa, wherever. But then probably picked up the most my sophomore year is when I started kind of taking visits, talking to a lot of coaches on the phone. And I was kind of open to going like wherever I wanted to at first because I didn't know if I wanted to stay close to home or like go far away. So I visited Oregon State, Notre Dame, Texas. I visited a lot of places, and like that kind of helped me decide like I wanted to be close to home. I loved a lot of those places, but just way too far. Like it's hard to even get there on a plane.
Yeah.
So then I kind of narrowed it down to being close to home, and it basically came down to Notre Dame and Iowa, and I loved Notre Dame too. So that was really hard. But
Shout out Muffet.
yeah, she's a legend. So yeah, and I just chose Iowa obviously with Kathleen leaving. It just kind of was an open spot that needed to be taken, and you know the girls were awesome, coaches were awesome, and the way they support women's basketball I really loved. But also my family is only 2 hours away, so
That
that
helps.
was like the main
That's pretty
reason
cool.
I came here is because I wanted them to be at every game, and kind of just a homebody. So I go back a lot, but yeah.
Kathleen was a problem.
Oh, she was a beast. Yeah.
So many good players
It's
have
because
come
it's
through.
the 22, Patrick. Come on.
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense.
That's why it is.
Makes a lot of sense.
the best
I
number.
forgot to add in the intro that she's the second best player to wear 22 at the University of Iowa, with me obviously being the first.
Right.
Wow.
No, but we actually need to put together some sort of spreadsheet of the 22s
All
here,
22s.
and we'll see.
All the 22s
yeah,
unite.
and we'll rank them.
Soccer.
We could create a group chat or something.
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. That's a good idea.
I like that.
So you got done with your high school season, then right after that was COVID, right? Your senior
Yeah,
year.
so my
What was
senior
that
year,
like?
we were ranked number 2, and we got upset at home to go to state.
I remember that.
Wait,
Sioux
what?
City
Yeah.
East.
Sioux City East, out of nowhere, upset us. Yeah, it was bad. Like we were like the previous week we had beat Johnston and Waukee, who were like 1-2. So like we were ranked like number 1 in the state at the time, and we lost at home my senior year to go to state. So I didn't even make it to state my senior year, and I made it every other year, which is just insane.
That's insane.
We were in shock, like when we found out.
No, it was
We
like
were in
it
shock.
was like a huge
Did you
deal.
not shoot it well or something?
I shot it fine. I had 42. I don't know exactly what my numbers were, but
They had a
Yeah,
good
42.
player
they
who
were
went to
playing
Butler,
like
I think.
yeah, and then she transferred to Iowa State.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
she's at Iowa State now.
Yeah.
So they were good. We didn't know like anything about them. Like they're from Sioux City. Like we just didn't play those teams, and they played like a zone the entire game, and we like never saw zone. But it was a good strategy by their coach, but
So you would just come down and pull.
had to volleyball line. And our court is tiny at
Yeah.
Dowling. So it's like I could probably make it from half court now.
Just cross half and shoot it. Yeah,
Literally.
that's great.
No, but then yeah, that happens, and then I didn't even know if I was going to come in the summer. I didn't know if I was going to come in the fall because it was COVID. So we had no idea.
We had no answers.
So
Did you even get graduation?
No, I didn't have graduation. So then we got a text like maybe 2 weeks before, and they're like, yep, you're moving in June 10th, I think the day was. And we're like, my mom's like, all right, we're going. And it was so weird. Like, we were barely allowed to work out. I don't even know if we were allowed to work out.
Basically, it was like
lifting and voluntary.
it was
I
lifting
think.
and like we would play open gym.
Yeah.
And it was literally like we had basketball. We had like they finally started letting us do basketball workouts at the end of the summer. For us specifically, I don't remember the exact situation for you guys, but and then like we all got COVID.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, like the first like workout, like everybody got COVID.
Yeah.
Except like me. So then like the thing that bothered me the most about COVID was like I never got it. Still to this day, didn't get it.
Yeah.
And like so like it's once you'd get it, your quarantine times would like be shortened because like you already had it.
Yeah, but
like,
if you didn't have it, they're longer.
Yeah, so like mine would be like 14 days. So I would be quarantined for 14 days if I got exposed to somebody who had COVID. So like Brad found some loophole to like get me to be able to go to because like I was in a weird space and I was like I just need to go to the gym like every day.
Yeah.
And so Brad like found some like loophole to where like because he said I was like rehabbing, so I was able to go to Carver and I would work out with C and lift every day, which I was Oh, I love Brad, and he kept me sane during that time. But like, it was so weird. But like, people would always ask me like, when are we gonna be able to go back? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. But like, I was living at home, and my dad obviously was there, and they would ask me like, when are we gonna go back? I'm like, dude, you think I have any idea? He doesn't have any idea.
Yeah. Everything was just so up in the air that whole year. But I remember moving in, and then obviously that whole year is just kind of a blur because then we play in front of no one my freshman year.
So weird.
Which is so weird, but maybe like in a way was kind of like a blessing in disguise for me because I got a whole year under my belt of college basketball without all the fans and everything.
Yeah.
But then the next year we come back, people still don't really like, they know who we are, like we have our fans and whatever, but that's kind of when I think people started taking notice. And then my junior year, we're really good, obviously. And so, yeah.
Pretty cool.
But
I went on the run.
No, yeah. But like
That
you
was
said,
electric.
like we didn't get COVID at all during COVID and we were all like super safe, everything. Come back the next year when fans are allowed back, whatever, it eases up a little bit. We all get COVID.
I
so
forgot
then
about that.
we get shut down for 2 weeks because we were about to go to Mexico and people like we were gonna have to test to go to Mexico for our Thanksgiving trip, and we weren't testing every day like we were the year before. Mm-hmm. And there was people on our team that are just like like I don't feel very good, like, and we had to take a test to get back into the United States. So we're like, well, let's not get stuck in Mexico.
Yeah, that'd
like,
be awful. Mid-season.
Yeah, I'd prefer to be stuck in America.
Yeah. So somebody tests, and then we all had a test, and like half the team has COVID, and we don't go to Mexico, we don't play our Thanksgiving tournament. Then we come back, and our first game's at Duke.
It's a good game.
yeah.
Which was probably one of the worst games of my college career so
We
far.
watched that game.
I couldn't like run up and down the court. It was insane. Like we hadn't worked out for 2 weeks. We practiced like twice and came back and played, and like
That sucks.
we were just like not in sync. It was just bad.
When was your first practice before the game?
Like maybe 3 days before, 3-4 days before.
After 2 weeks.
But it's like,
off.
we're not canceling this. Like, we got to go play.
Yeah.
Like, it was our Big Ten ACC challenge, and we were all looking forward to it. Like, it's Cameron Indoor. Like, we're going to Duke. Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
it was insane.
You
Like,
gotta
it
do it.
still was super cool, even though we got beat. But, then we go play Iowa State. We lose again. So we lose our first 2 back from COVID, but then we kind of figured things out. Then we got hot, and then Big Ten regular season champs, Big Ten tournament champs. And then we got upset, which wasn't great either.
I was at that game.
Yeah.
Game was
brutal.
insane.
That was brutal.
No, I remember we watched the Duke game. We were on the road. We played at
Where
Purdue
were
the
we?
next day.
Yeah. We were Purdue.
Yeah, that game was not good. And of course, it was on ESPN.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
it
like,
was
jeez.
Yeah, like not two, like ESPN,
Yeah.
like
No, yeah.
the real thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That wasn't our greatest showing, but we bounced back.
Did you ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets us into this season.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot to talk about.
it was a pretty big year. A lot of fans probably know about it. National runner-up.
Yeah.
Kind of like realistically, like, this is not hyperbole. Like kind of took the nation over by storm.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like Iowa women's basketball.
Over that 2 weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
it started like we were getting ready for the tournament, and we have practice in the morning, and the fans are literally out the door trying to get tickets to your guys' first round games, which was crazy. And
It's so cool that you guys get to host.
I know. The men should do that. It's so fun, man.
It takes away too much
It's such
money.
a big. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say it's a huge advantage considering we got upset the year before that, but no, it's incredible. And I mean, there's too many amazing moments in the whole season to pick like just a few, but I don't know. It's hard for me to wrap my head around because like when we go on this whole run, like I'm playing, like I'm trying not to go on social media. I'm trying not to like read everything, but at the same time you like want to enjoy it. So it was like a weird balance of like trying to, you know, soak everything in, but also like I got to stay focused. We keep winning. Like we have more games to play. And like, as you know, you only have a couple days to prep, whether you're in the Big Ten tournament or the NCAA. Like that's just how it works.
So it's such a hard balance of like finding a way to be like, okay, like how do I enjoy this, but like how do I like not like, you know, like at the same time like don't be satisfied, because there's a middle ground, and it's just about like how you find it.
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but that's like the beauty of social media, but also can be like the poison of it too. Is like it's so great for so many things, but also you don't want to let it consume your life. And
you can't.
But no, it was cool to see like the way people, like so many people have come up and said like I've never watched women's basketball before, and like I take that as a compliment. Like I think that's cool. Like okay, like you loved our team so much, like you love people on our team so much that now you want to watch and are going to continue to watch and see how great it is. And you know, I think that's cool. Like maybe you should have watched before, but like
I watched before.
At least they're there now.
But I still think it's like cool that they're paying attention now and like dialed in. So and like 10 million viewers for a national championship game isn't too bad. And it was just kind of cool to watch the viewership rise as round went on.
Every game.
Yeah. And like even when we went to Seattle for the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, like I was expecting there to be like some fans there. Like obviously the Storm play there. Like there's women's basketball fans in Seattle, but I didn't think there was like Iowa women's basketball fans in Seattle, and either there is or they traveled there, which is like was insane.
You knew
like,
they were gonna come out.
Yeah, I mean, it was insane. And then everybody in Dallas, like there were people there that didn't even have a ticket to the game. Like it was basically like a football game. Like people were just going to be there and be in the environment and like experience it, which was so cool. And like to get a ticket to the game, like wasn't possible. My family was struggling to get enough tickets. Like
shout out Jim Bergman.
Yeah,
for plugging the rest of Caitlin's family.
Yeah, seriously. So
it's crazy.
I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, can I get a ticket?" I'm like, I don't even have any. Like, what?
Because the thing is, like, because like in those situations, like, so I think for tournament play we get six. Usually you only get 4, but for tournament play we get 6. But it's like okay, like your whole family wants to go, but so does everybody else's on your team. So it's like you can get tickets from your teammates, but like
there's none.
If they're using all of theirs, like can't really get tickets from them.
No, I didn't even ask people at that point because like no one had tickets. Like our coaches, like families hardly had tickets. Our managers got like 2, and usually they get the same amount as us. Like they barely got tickets. Like it was just insane. Like
so the viewership on that game was so Texas Alabama football this weekend was the most watched ESPN college football game in like 10 years, and it had 9.6 million.
Wow.
And you guys were over that.
Were you really?
We're 10 million.
Was it really?
Over 10.
10 million.
Yeah, it was like the most popular, or it was like the most watched women's basketball game ever.
Yeah. Insane.
Like including all of the WNBA games and all that kind of stuff.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awesome.
That was cool.
It was very cool. So is there a moment that stuck out to you when you kind of realized like we can do this?
How about the whole goddamn thing?
That's
true.
A good answer.
Yeah. Honestly, like the hardest game, and I really mean this, was Georgia at home.
I was sweating.
I was sweating
the whole time.
I was sweating.
We honestly like didn't want to get Georgia, and we knew it was a chance because we played them the year before. Kind of. It was UCF at the time.
Oh yeah.
Their coach was at UCF. They came here because she played here at Iowa, and they just play this like really weird, funky zone. It's like a 1-2-2 mixed with a 3-2.
Did she bring the players with her?
Yeah, and a lot of the players were the same, but also added some more talented players. So it was like a better version of what we played the year before. And the year before we only won by like 10 or 8, and we pulled away at the end. So we didn't really like love that draw, but at the same time, like we're like, all right, whatever. And that's like all we prepped for that whole week. We even before we had that draw, because we knew it was a possibility that we're gonna have to go up against that zone.
Yeah.
Because like they can forecast that out and kind of figure out who we might play and whatnot. So
do they play that zone every
single game? They never play man.
Every possession of every game. It's like it's just what they do.
Our coaches will like break down the percentages in our scouting report of like what % man, what % zone, what % junk if anybody plays junk, but like
that's
it's
junk.
Literally 99. It's
that's junk. That's not a zone. It's junk.
It's 90. They were 99%.
Should we describe junk to the viewers?
Yeah, so they don't get it confused.
Junk, like so. Zone is like zone is like your typical, you know, like 2-3, 3-2, 1-3-1. Like 1-2-2 full court. Like we play the 12, which is the 1-2-2 full court, which is essentially an extended 3-2. But like then there's like junk, which
we
is
play
like
a lot of junk.
You guys do play a lot of junk, and you also get a lot of junk played against you. I qualify junk as like a box and one or a triangle and two. Like, would you qualify what you guys did to South Carolina as junk? It was kind of
that's basically what. It was like we were basically in triangle and 2, but like I was just guarding the paint basically. Like I was just supposed to run and like front post
Yeah.
all around, trap,
Exactly.
choke on the ball, like try to hit the ball, like just make them uncomfortable in the post area because that's where they score. That's where they're so dominant. So it's like just clog the paint, which is junk defense.
Yeah, so that's essentially junk. So junk is like literally anything that's not like a real defense. But sometimes junk can be effective. Typically, you want to stay away from junk though. Like you can't just like make your whole identity junk.
There's so many weaknesses
because it's not like
in
a real defense. Like you're eventually gonna get torched. Like
basically like you're giving something up.
Yeah,
to
you're
take away a strength.
Yeah, exactly.
So Caitlin was giving up wide open threes.
Yeah.
The point guard to take away the post.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which like I mean, it's exactly.
Yeah,
So
there's only like so many teams you can play at versus. If a team has a lot of really good shooters, you're never gonna play junk defense. It's just not gonna work.
Can't do it.
But yeah, we'll play a good amount, especially in the Big Ten season against teams we're playing. And Coach Bluder has always had that. It's just something that we can go to, and we always switch up our defense a lot. That's just how we play. So
theirs was like junk because it's like you guys like. They just try to force turnovers, like and like make you play faster, and like as long as you guys didn't turn the ball over, you got a wide open three.
Yeah.
Every time, whether it was you, Gabby, or McKenna. I think Gabby made a bunch of threes.
Versus Georgia.
Yeah. Gabby made a bunch of threes. McKenna made a bunch of threes. You made a bunch of threes.
Whenever we got to the ball to like the middle of the defense, we were like really successful if we didn't turn it over.
As long as you didn't turn it over, you guys had a lot of
Gabby
turnovers.
was really we had a ton of turnovers, which is like if we didn't have those, we could have won the game by 20. And, but like it was tied with like a minute to go.
If they didn't
like
completely and utterly self-destruct, that would have been a very interesting game. You guys ended up winning like relatively comfortably.
It was like I think 8 or 10 ended up being with free throws and everything that happened.
Because they completely
no.
It did at the end because they completely lost their mind.
With like 2 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go in the fourth, it was like, okay, we can't let Creighton happen all over. And it's like we all have that in the back of our heads, even though we want to say we don't and like we're moved on. But it's like we cannot do this again.
It felt eerily similar, like
it did.
Scarily similar.
It did.
Because I was at both games,
but like
I was like, this is eerily similar. Like this is
and
actually
like the
creepy.
crowd, like you could just feel everyone was just like tense.
Everyone was nervous.
But after that, like we get to Seattle, it's just like, all right, like
then
it was like loose, fun. Like I would say the first half of the Colorado game we didn't play great, but the second half, like ever since the second half of Colorado, we were just basically unstoppable on offense.
Yeah, and like once you guys got past like the Creighton hurdle, because the only question you guys got in media all year was, what about the Creighton game? How's that motivation for this year? You know, how's the Creighton? Yeah. How do you think it makes them feel? Like how did the Creighton game make you feel last year? What do you think? You think it gave them motivation? You think you don't think about that every goddamn day? So it's like one of those things where it's like once you got past that hurdle. Like it was like, now we're rolling.
And
literally.
It makes you all tense. Like people don't realize how hard it is to shoot in a tournament environment. Like especially when you get all tense, it's
literally
hard to make
every shot, every possession matters so much.
Yeah, you guys get through that, and now you're free again, and you're shooting, and everyone obviously saw that.
Single elimination basketball is just crazy.
Yeah, and it's like
it's tough.
Louisville, we started kind of bad. We were down 8-0, but after Coach Bluder used a timeout, literally none of us were flustered, and like we outscored them. Like 20-0 or 20-5 like after that timeout. So
they just kept shooting, catch and shoot.
Yeah, we were playing junk defense in that game too.
Yeah, you only guarded Haley and then the one other girl, the girl from Rock Island.
Yeah,
and they just like the other girls would just shoot, catch and shoot twos and miss.
Yeah,
like
I give that up all day.
I was like, what are we doing? Like catch and shoot two, like off the dribble twos are good, but like nobody should ever shoot a catch and shoot like feet set catch and shoot two. Like
it's a hard shot.
Get behind the line.
Yeah,
exactly.
But no, so then we win that pretty comfortably. Like
you smoked them.
Yeah. 15 points, 14 or 15 points. I think we ended up winning by, which was like
helps because you had about 90.
Yes, that game was really fun, and just getting to celebrate and all that was incredible. And then we didn't even come back home. We just went straight to Dallas. So like they told us like when we went there, like you better pack for Dallas because like we're not coming home. Like you better have enough clothes. You better bring whatever you need. Like I wasn't in class for like 3 weeks, but
that's lit.
The professors were
I
cool.
did your homework once.
No, I did your homework. Stop. That's a lie.
I knew once Stanford lost because you were at our house and we watched the Stanford game.
Yeah.
And I knew once they lost, I was like, this is looking good for the Hawks.
Yeah. But I liked our draw to start with too. Like it doesn't really matter if you're the 1 or 2 seed. I know people put a lot of it does at the end of the day. It really doesn't matter because you're gonna have to beat whoever to get to where you want to go. So. But yeah, the Stanford game would have been fun. Cam Brink's obviously one of my good friends, and like that would have been a cool challenge. But Duke, I think it was Duke Duke lost to Colorado. Ole Miss. It was Ole Miss that beat.
Yeah, who beat Stanford?
Ole Miss went on a little run there too. They're good. They'll be really good this year too.
And Duke lost to Colorado.
Louisville,
in like an all-time insane game.
I remember that.
In an all-time insane game. I remember I was watching that. I was like, what is going on? This is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all thought you were getting Duke again.
Oh yeah, I'm like redemption game, please. It's the worst
From
game
the COVID
ever.
game, yeah.
No, but then Dallas was insane. It was so fun. But
That was a whirlwind.
It all went so fast, and like we were so busy. Like we didn't have any time to do anything. Like the amount, like you guys know, the media obligations during the NCAA tournament are insane.
It's nuts.
Like the amount of media you have to do, but like that's just how it is. It's required. It's open locker room. You don't usually have to do that. People can come to your shoot arounds. But that was really cool. Like one day we were on the court in Dallas and we got to practice for like 45 minutes, and like you don't really practice.
No.
Like you're just shooting.
It's fun.
And
It's a lot of fun.
we were like done in 30 minutes, and Coach Bluder's like, "Well, we're not leaving. Like this is awesome. Like there's all these fans here. Like when are you gonna be? You don't know if you're ever gonna come back to the Final Four and get to do this. So like
so hard to get
she's
there.
like, just go shoot. Like do whatever you want. Like enjoy the environment," which was super fun. And then obviously going into South Carolina was like, okay, well we made it to the Final Four, but we have another game to play. Like
Yeah.
how do you like switch your focus? And basically like we just went into the game like we have nothing to lose. Like
No.
literally nothing to lose.
Guys, we're like 13-point dogs.
yeah. So
No one picked you.
And
Nobody.
I felt like we started that game like really, really confidently. Like I remember Kate like got the first 4 rebounds in a row and like kind of just set the tone, and like we held our own. I think we were winning most of the first half.
Yep.
Dude, I watched I not watched a possession of South Carolina women's basketball that entire season.
Yeah.
All I heard was everybody talking about how good they were, and I'm like, they make it sound like they're unbeatable, like they haven't lost in 2 years. Like I was like, I haven't watched a second, and I watched the first, like by the first meeting, I was like, dude, like we're better. Like we're just better. It's not, this isn't an upset. Like we are just flat out better. Like we don't guard half of their girls, over half. We don't guard them. We just leave them out. Like I'm like, we're just better.
What was their size like? Because that was
Oh,
that was
no, no, no,
obviously
no.
where they
One chick
had
was
the
like
advantage.
6'11".
But
They're-
skill, you guys were better. But
I remember
size-
me and Gabby were warming up down on our end, and like they ran out of their tunnel, which was like where our hoop was warming up. And I look at Gabby and I'm like, they are so tall. Like that doesn't even do it justice on the court. Like from where you guys would sit or like see on TV, like they are so tall and like so athletic. Like at one point, I remember Kate tried to box out Cardosa, who's like a phenomenal player, will be a top pick in the upcoming draft. Like she's really good. Kate's boxing her out like textbook box out. She just reaches over Kate,
I remember that.
shoots it. Kate's like still boxing out. She has no idea.
Yeah.
Foul.
Kate
and
get
one.
called for a foul. Yeah, I remember
And
that.
foul and one, because Kate's still boxing her out and like nailing her legs, but like it wasn't an over the back. She's just flat out taller than Kate. Like
Nothing you can do.
No. Kate looks at me. She's like, and I'm like, I just start laughing in the middle of the game. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like,
I lost
like,
my voice at your guys' 2
I'm
games.
like, there's nothing you can do there. Like, you tried.
Yeah.
Textbook box out. You're just too short.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I mean,
but no, that
Nothing
game was
you can do.
incredible. And man, just like after we won, kind of the frenzy and going back to the hotel was cool. Like, our lobby was just like packed with people, which
That's
was so
awesome.
fun. So
Yeah. That was insane. I remember I got in a car and drove back to Houston.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was going
'cause you were in
back
the
and
Final
forth
Four,
between
yeah.
the men's and women's Final Four. Oh, dude, that was exhausting.
lucky they were so close. It's
Yeah.
not always like that.
No, I get back
Yeah.
and Michael Bears, one of their volunteer assistant coaches at Siena, was sleeping on the floor. That's not a joke. He was sleeping on our hotel room floor. I don't know. I was sharing a room with Michael and Austin Ash. I was like, just get that guy. I was like, as long as he wasn't in my bed, that was fine, and he wasn't. So we're good.
So I want to go back a sec. Like, so when you're in the week leading up to it, what did Lisa talk to you guys about, like managing? Because obviously there's so much media, there's so much hype. How do you manage that, and then also manage? You got a game coming up.
Yeah, it's like it was such a new thing for all of us, because like they hadn't been to the Final Four either. Like, like they had no idea. The only person that had any idea what we were doing was Beth Getz, because she had been with UConn women's basketball previously. So Final Fours, like she knows. Like, thank God for Beth, because I don't know if we would have made it through the trip if it wasn't for her.
Shout out Beth.
So Beth was just like on her laptop going ham, doing everything for us, like planning everything, telling us where we need to go. And like she worked for the NCAA for a while too, so like she knows. But yeah, shout out Beth. She's amazing. So yeah, the coaches had no idea, and like obviously they're on cloud 9 too. So like it's like finding a balance of like trying to enjoy it, but like also, you know, like focus. Like we're playing South Carolina, like we can win, but like also we're not ready to play. Like it could be really bad for us. Like
this dream could turn into a nightmare
But
pretty quick.
But I remember we had film at the hotel we were staying at in Dallas, and like it was like everybody was like focused, dialed in. The coaches had like spent a lot of time on South Carolina, like even before the tournament started. They knew if we wanted to get to the Final Four, we're playing South Carolina.
Somebody's got to prepare for South Carolina.
Like,
You have to beat
Coach Fitz had been working on South Carolina for a really long time, because
Coach Fitz
at one point
is
we
a
thought
dog.
maybe we'll be in South Carolina's like region of
1,
the bracket
2,
again,
yeah.
like we were the year before. But obviously we kind of played our way out of that. But yeah, I think the point where I knew like we can beat them is when we went to practice our scout of like our junk defense and what we were gonna do, and like obviously it's not the same when you're going against our practice boys, but like it just felt like everybody's like really confident in the game plan we had, and like it was working against their plays and like things like that. So
which is half the battle, because like if you don't actually believe, like they can tell you a game plan and you can try to execute, but if you don't actually like if you don't like, or like this game plan is stupid, or like if you don't believe, like then the game plan itself is gonna suck.
Yeah, you have to buy in.
Like if you don't believe in the game plan and there's no buy-in, like it doesn't matter. You could have the best game plan in the history of the world. Does not matter.
Yeah.
And obviously like we had to shoot well, like we had to get certain calls to go our way, like everything just kind of had to fall in place, and it did. And yeah,
they just kept letting you drive right.
Pretty incredible.
You just drove right.
We honestly like Coach Bluder, like shout out to her, like she just kept running the same action because it kept working.
Dude,
like
and
it, I mean,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
They hadn't seen skill like you guys.
No, they hadn't. At all. And my favorite thing when people guard you is like those little girls that try to like get up in your space, and you're just like so much faster. Like you just like run around them, like they like they've never gotten driven by. Like Bria Bill just kept like coming up and pressing into you, and you just whoops, I dropped my phone. You just kept going by her, just every time, just would go by her, and I'm like, hey, maybe space her a little bit, and just instead of just letting her go 100 miles an hour, just right by you every time.
That was awesome.
It was awesome. I was like, actually keep letting them do that.
Coach Bluder called a really good game and had a really good game plan, and like just her adjustments on the fly that game were really good. And yeah, I mean, I think that puts her in the Hall of Fame easily if she wasn't already there. Like she's an 800 win coach, probably going to be a 900 win coach before she's done.
I think she's safe.
I think she's safe when she got to the Final Four, but that one was kind of the cherry.
Hall of Fame. Calling for Lisa, get her in.
Yeah,
no. This is the
She's
official
amazing.
2 Peas in a Pod, the official podcast to get Lisa Bluder to the Hall of Fame.
I'm all in.
We take full credit.
2 Peas on a pod.
Jerry, write him a letter. Write him a letter. Yeah, and we'll get Lisa in. Don't even worry about it. Jerry's got it.
She's in now.
She's in. Just consider it done. I'll tell her tomorrow when I see her. I'll just consider it done.
She'll really appreciate that.
Hey, Lisa, you're in the hall.
She's like, what? Consider it done. Consider it done, Coach.
Exactly. All right. So to wrap up here, we have this segment sponsored by Jethro's. They provided a great TT for us the other day. It was actually unreal. Their mashed potatoes were so good. Mac and cheese was fire.
Patrick's even fully on board now.
I am.
The Jethro's train.
I am. I am definitely on the Jethro's train.
If you haven't had Jethro's, go try it out this weekend.
Right by Carver Hawkeye Arena.
Walking distance from the stadium.
Exactly. All right. So, Caitlin, these are all just like quick hitters.
All right.
Favorite restaurant in Iowa City?
Hi Chai.
That's you have to say Hy-Vee.
Say that.
You have to say Hy-Vee.
I love Hi Chai. What do you mean?
Just like how we have to say Estella's. I would say Estella's actually though.
Yeah.
I don't know if Peyton would.
Hi Chai, broccoli beef. Come on now, don't play.
All right. TV show or movie?
Ooh.
And favorite?
Patrick knows I'm horrible with movies.
She's so bad at movies. Like it's actually
So
unbelievable.
Can't do that at
Kicking and
Weber.
Screaming.
I knew you were gonna say
movie.
that.
Such a good movie. Top 5 sports movie of all time, Kicking and Screaming.
Such a hot take.
Oh,
Such a
come
hot
on.
take. The juice box guy.
I don't know if I agree.
Mike Dick.
Come on.
The juice box guy. I'm really out of shape for 11. Okay, a TV show.
TV show. My favorite TV show of all time is One Tree Hill.
That's a great one.
So good.
Nathan Scott, Lucas Scott, Brooke.
Obviously, high school drama, but basketball too. You can't ask for anything better.
It was awesome.
It was so good.
Favorite sport outside of basketball?
Golf.
Favorite course?
Oh, that's hard. I'm gonna go the Harvester.
Okay.
It's probably like the coolest
Dixon's
one I played.
course?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dixon's course. I mean, it's impossible. It's so hard.
Still haven't
So
been out
long. I mean, there's a 600-yard par 5.
That's brutal. And the greens are fast, I've heard. Like
So
unreal.
fast. But I played with Dixon, so he like told me where to put the ball every time. Cause like obviously he knows he invented the course. So I like had this like 40-foot birdie putt.
Some would call that an advantage.
Maybe a little bit.
That might be cheating.
If you're playing with the guy who invented the course. 5 dinner guests, dead or alive.
Oh, Serena Williams.
It's a great one. She's right there with mine too.
Kevin Hart.
It's a great one.
Michael Jordan.
Solid.
Because he's the GOAT, right?
No.
That's so hard to
He's
say.
the second best player.
I voted for LeBron on that board the other day. Michael or LeBron. I voted
MJ.
LeBron.
MJ won, I think.
MJ won.
you
MJ won by a lot.
You can't even compare the two.
You can't.
No.
That's a conversation for another day on this
Evolution of basketball.
Exactly.
But okay. Who else? I'm trying to think. Man, Man, this is hard. I don't know. Maya Moore. She's like my favorite basketball player
She's a legend.
of all time.
She's a legend.
I love
Retired
her
for
growing up,
social
too.
justice, which
Yeah.
is dope. Salute to Maya
But
Moore.
she was like my first ever WNBA game. I actually met her, which is
That's
she was
awesome.
like it's like a memory engraved in my brain.
Were you like a little girl or were you like good?
I
at
was
that
like
point?
a little girl. Yeah.
Okay.
You think
My
she
dad
remembers
took me-
it?
No way. I was like this tall. Like
If you told her about it, she'd be, oh, I remember that.
I've told this
Yeah.
story like to a million different interviews. I wonder if she's ever heard it. Like,
That'd be awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, we got to get Maya Moore on the pod with you.
We just got to.
That'd be good for business.
Oh my
That's just what we got to
gosh.
do. I don't know.
Oh,
Somebody
my
gotta-
last one. Who am I picking? Oh, jeez. Man, this is tough. I don't know. Who should I pick?
Oh, well, so my table was LeBron, Obama, Dr. King, Kim K, and
What is she going to
Drake.
talk about? What?
And Drake.
Oh, I need like an artist or something.
Yeah, Drake.
I could put Drake in there.
Yeah, Drake.
Or I would pick like a comedian or somebody funny. Well, no, I already have Kevin Hart.
You have Kevin Hart.
Jeez, who would I pick? Oh, maybe I'd put Patrick Mahomes in there. Or I'd
Yeah.
put like a golfer in there. Maybe like
Has he ever tweeted at you, Patrick Mahomes?
he's a couple times.
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
He tweeted about the buzzer beater, Indiana buzzer beater.
Yeah,
Last
I
year.
watched that game. That was insane.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Wait, you guys weren't at that game, or were you? No, you had just gotten back from somewhere, I think.
Yeah, we didn't get.
What game?
I don't remember.
The Indiana
Indiana, yeah.
We were there because the day before we had the comeback.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that was the
Michigan State
same
game.
weekend.
Yes, I forgot.
that was
yes.
the same weekend.
And you were running around on the court when I hit the shot.
Yes.
And I was down there, and the security kicked me out because I was going to be in the same spot. And I was
Oh,
in
that
the-
would have been
I
insane.
was in the very top row.
No, like you guys were down like 10 points. So I like went into the training room to like watch the end of it on the TV that was on. And I'm like I kept walking back out. I'm like, are they like actually gonna come back? I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't leave, don't worry. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, and then I like came all the way out. I'm like, oh my God. And then I start running behind the basket and Peyton makes that.
Dude, it was
And
electric.
then there was just no chance you were losing in overtime.
No,
No
it was
chance.
going. It was crazy in there
Yeah.
then. I'm not gonna lie.
It was
I
like
s-
half full though because everybody.
Well, everyone was
But
so
they're, like,
excited.
everybody's like lingering around the concourse.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
They're like, okay, they're kind of coming back, and then like everybody starts flooding down
Yeah.
once
And
the
they
game goes in
didn't miss
overtime.
any free throws
Nope.
until the one they had
the
to
one.
miss.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Insane.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw
That
you.
could be
I
one
saw
of the
you
greatest-
walk out. I saw like you and Sid walk out with like a minute 30. I'm like, this is not good. People are leaving. Like we're
No,
in trouble.
I stayed. Sid left. Okay. But
All right, Sid,
Yeah.
noted.
Sid's
That's
on
how
the
most of the people leave.
Yeah.
But
No, yeah.
Last question. So when you guys went on that famous on the crazy run, every single famous person was like DMing you, whatever, posting about you, whatever. Which one was your favorite?
Oh man.
Putting it on the spot.
I feel like I didn't even see a lot of them because I wasn't on my phone that much. But like, oh, that's hard. I don't know. Alex Morgan is like one of my favorite soccer players ever. Her, Billie Jean King, who was like one of the greatest women's athletes of all time and an activist for women. Like her. I'm trying to think who
Very cool.
else.
Those are two cool ones. I like Alex.
I bet
Morgan.
people don't know
There's
you
a
were really
lot.
good at soccer. My
Probably
girlfriend
not.
talks about that all the time.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Me
people
and
don't
Brooke
know.
played together for
Yeah.
a while. Yeah.
People
I
don't know
was a good
Caitlin
soccer
led
player.
the state in goals as a freshman. Granted, that's not researched on. That's coming
I-
from her mouth.
That's good enough.
I'm pretty sure I did. I don't know. But I didn't care. Like, I love soccer. It was like my fun thing. Like, I never practiced. Like, I never did anything on my own.
You just
like,
showed up
well,
and scored
no, I
goals.
like went to practice. I didn't Like, I didn't go shoot on the gun. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go kick soccer balls in the net when I had free time.
Yeah.
It's just not what I did. I was just like,
That would be sick.
But it was good for me. Like, that's why I was in good shape. Is just because I played soccer and like
Yeah.
ran around. But
Just run
I
around
love
like
soccer.
a nut job.
Sometimes I think about going and joining the Iowa women's soccer team. Do you think they'd let me?
Yeah.
I bet they would.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be fun.
They play your video at
They're
their
like
games.
undefeated, so
They're
They're
good.
nice with it. They're nice
They're
with
ranked.
it. They're nice with it.
Yeah.
they're like 23rd.
Shout out Hawkeye Soccer.
Yeah,
Hawkeye
seriously.
Soccer. You guys are goated.
Seriously.
All right, Caitlin. Thanks for your time. We
It's
really
been awesome.
appreciate you.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Yep, thanks, Caitlin.
Thanks for having
You
me
could
on,
be a
guys.
recurring guest. We'll get you back on.
With Maya Moore.
With Maya Moore.
Yeah, or Kate Martin.
Okay.
That would be a good one.
Coach
too.
J,
Get
too.
up
Coach J.
We need
Oh,
Coach J.
a
But
you
she'll
Coach
just
J.
dominate the mic.
A
Like,
you
I won't
Coach
even be
J
able to
collab
speak.
would be electric.
Oh my God.
we got to
should
get
do
it.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, CC, appreciate you,
All right,
dog.
thanks, Caitlin.
Thanks, guys.
We're out.
Nothing elevates a business and builds recognition for a brand quite like custom apparel for customers and employees. At Phelps Custom Imagewear, choose from hundreds of name brands like Carhartt, Nike, and Eddie Bauer, and thousands of garments and promotional items, all ready to be customized with your design. Not sure where to start? Not to worry. Phelps Custom Imageware's experienced in-house designers and sales teams will be with you every step of the way to ensure you end up with a quality product that brings your visions to life. Take advantage of our one-stop shop for screen printed, embroidered, and direct-to-film items. Take it a step further with Phelps Custom Company online stores where your customers or employees can purchase merch that you have handpicked and designed. At Phelps Custom Imageware, we'll help showcase your brand. For more information, call 1-800-344-7043. That's 1-800-344-7043, or visit phelpsusa.com.
Two Peas in a Pod on the Taco-Bout Network is brought to you by ServPro, the nation's leader in disaster cleanup and restoration. If your home or business is affected by water, fire, or mold, let our highly trained team of professionals have a solid game plan ready to assist you for when the unexpected happens. To make it like it never even happened. Count on the pros. 1-800-SERVPRO.
I want to tell you guys a little story about the night that we won the state championship my senior year of high school. Obviously, we did the trophy presentation, but the first spot that we went right after we won was Jethro's. Jethro's Barbecue is one of my favorite spots that I've really had ever growing up. It started in Des Moines and just moved to Iowa City, and I couldn't be happier about it. It's somewhere that I went for birthdays, for celebrations, and obviously the state championship. Now that it's in Iowa City, it's a perfect spot to go eat after football games, before football games, just with your family or for a meal. It's one of my favorite spots, and I highly recommend to visit Jethro's Barbecue, located in Iowa City.